Israel-Gaza Iran War News Live Update. After the consulate bombing mistake, Israel implored Iran not to retaliate. At a gathering on Saturday, the head of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps' Aerospace Division, Brigadier General Amir Ali Hajizadeh, said that the regime regrets attacking the Iranian consulate in Syria on April 1, and that this made Israel feel dejected. Israelis understood that Iran's reaction was final after the leader of the Islamic Revolution's address. They started by threatening through middlemen, but when they saw that Iran would respond internally rather than through resistance forces, they turned to pleading and asked their neighbors to ask Iran to respond lightly, the commander revealed. With the exception of the regime's Western backers, almost every country has denounced Israel's assault on the Iranian consulate as an outrageous breach of international law. A senior IRGC commander and his deputy were killed in the strike that was carried out with the support of fighter jets. In response to the extraordinary attack, on April 14, Tehran launched a massive drone and missile operation on military positions in the seized territory, calling it True Promise. It was able to destroy the bases utilized in the attack on the consulate, even though the regime was receiving assistance from the United States, Britain, France, and Jordan in intercepting Iranian projectiles. Israelis, according to General Hajizadeh, were mistaken to think they could launch the attack on April 1 without facing a strong reaction from Iran. He stated that while Iranian officials do not intend to start a conflict, they do have some boundaries that the Israelis failed to take into account and were unprepared for Iran's response. The regime's failure to achieve significant victories in Gaza or against Hezbollah in the northern regions of the occupied territories led to the decision to strike Iran's embassy, according to the commander. Israel planned to attack Hezbollah after realizing from its evaluations that it was in an impasse in Palestine. Nevertheless, they struck Iran's consulate in an effort to assassinate multiple IRGC commanders in an area that is technically part of Iran's territory, despite the high level of risk involved, in pursuit of a strategic win. The IRGC commander praised the Iranian leader for being brave and having the foresight to decide to send a message to Israel. No one would have had the courage to do such a thing if the leader of the Islamic Revolution hadn't been so resolute. He made the observation that while this operation was a strategic win for us, it was yet another loss for Israel. In other parts of his remarks, General Hajizadeh stressed the likelihood of Israel's impending destruction. Israeli successes over the last 9 months have consisted solely of the slaughter of innocent civilians, and their lone tactical triumph is little consolation for the strategic setback they suffered. As a result, their very survival is in risk, he said. Although public opinion has turned against the Israeli regime, experts agree that the 8 months of violent and heartless fighting in the beleaguered Gaza Strip have been a military failure. The administration has been no closer to eradicating Hamas than it has been during the previous 8 months.